Succession planning means the organization or the management tries to pass the leadership role to the other group or an individual. What do you mean by job analysis? Job analysis is the process of gathering and analyzing the information about the content and the human requirements for the job. So after collecting information, prepare a job description on job specification. Job description is all about job. Hello everyone, a warm welcome to the third session on Human Resource Management. I am Meghana from the Department of Commerce, lecturing in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. So in the last session, we finished with the Human Resource Planning. In today's session, let us start with the succession planning and job analysis. So what do you mean by succession planning? So succession planning, the term succession planning refers to a business strategy companies uses to pass the leadership role down to another employee or group of employee. So here succession planning means the organization or the management tries to pass the leadership role to the other group or an individual. If the existing leader or the superior authority quit their job due to various reasons, so due to retirement, death, or due to quitting the job, so due to various reasons he may quit the job. So in order to pass this leadership, this succession planning helps to pass the leadership. So under succession planning, organization tries to prepare the employees, prepare the other employee or subordinates in order to take the leadership role. In order to manage that role, this succession planning helps to prepare. So they are going to prepare their employees. So succession planning ensures that business continue to run smoothly and without interruption after important people move on to the new opportunity, retire or pass away. So due to this reason, the leader or the management, top management, they may quit the job. So without interruption, for the smooth running, smooth working flow in the organization, to ensure the smooth working flow in the organization and without interruption in order to run the activity, all the business activity, this succession planning helps to prepare your employee. So now we are going to identify the ability and skills of an individual and we are going to mold their skills. We are going to train them to perform that particular role. So in order to lead the team or a particular department, we are going to prepare the employees or the subordinates. So here succession planning is a good way for companies to ensure that business are fully prepared to promote and advance all the employees, not just those who are at the management or executive levels. So here they won't consider only the management level or executive level. So all the middle and lower level employees also, we are going to prepare them in order to take up the leadership role. So here we are going to prepare the employee in order to run the organization without any interruption. So moving further, succession planning is the business strategy for the passing leadership role on to the one or more other employee. So either you may consider an individual or it may be a group of employee. So based on their skills and knowledge, based on their ability and flexibility, we are going to prepare. First, you need to identify their ability and prepare them to perform that particular job. So next one, the strategy is used to ensure that business runs smoothly after employees retire and leave the company. So after the leader quit their job, it ensures the smooth working flow in the organization. Succession planning involves cross-training employees to help them developing skills, knowledge and understanding of the business. So it helps for the cross-training. So along with the current position, they are going to train or they are going to learn extra skills. So their skills and knowledge are increased in order to perform a particular job in future. So plan can be a long term. Which are meant to account for future changes. So this succession planning is not for the shorter period, it's for a longer period, because you know the retirement period of the current CEO or the manager. So that now before 1 year, we plan to prepare your current employee or the subordinates to take up that role. So we won't depend on the external source because we don't know the ability and skills of the external employee. So that we know the existing or our current employee's ability and skill. Based on that, we need to train them. So we can expect or we can ensure their abilities and skills. So we can expect in return from the current employee. So for that, we are going to train our current or existing employee to take up that roles. So moving further, what all are the features of succession planning? So it's a systematic process. So we know the retirement period, or we are going to predict the future. So we are ready with the plan. We are ready with the succession plan for the future. So it's a continuous process as well as it is a systematic process. So there is a systematic process. It is a continuous process. So we undergo all this procedure in order to prepare a particular employee or group of employees. The next one, supply of labor. So with this succession planning, we are ready with the manpower. We can supply the labor whenever it is required. Either it may be in this situation, either it may be for the retirement or death, or it may be a other opportunity. If the existing employee quit their job due to this reason, we can supply the labor. Or else in other case, so if the organization plans to expand their business, for that also we can supply your labor. So now we are ready with the manpower. We can supply when it is required. So based on the needs and requirement, we can supply the labor to the market. The next one, used for the higher level organization position. So this succession planning, we prepare our employee, we train our employee in order to take up the higher position. So higher level of the organization. So it helps to increase their position in the organization. The next one, internal selection. It is an internal selection. We won't depend on the external source. So we cannot predict or we cannot expect from the external factors. We know the abilities and skills of our internal employee, so that it helps for the internal selection. It is an internal selection. The next one, key succession plan. So now we are ready with the alternative option. We are ready with the alternative solution so that we can face the future problem, future uncertainty. So it's a key factor, key succession plan for the future. So without the leader or the top management, we can run the organization successfully. So it's a key for succession plan. So these are the features of succession planning. So moving further, next topic is job analysis. So what do you mean by job analysis? Job analysis is the process of gathering and analyzing the information about the content and the human requirements for the job, as well as the context in which jobs are prepared. This process is used to determine the placement of jobs. So it's a process of gathering and analyzing the requirement for the human resource, requirement about the content and the human resource. So job analysis is the requirement of human resource for the organization. So job analysis refers to the systematic process of collecting all the information about the specific job. So here we are going to collect all the detailed information about the specific job. For example, CEO. So all the detailed information. So the skills and knowledge required to perform that particular job and the roles and responsibilities of a CEO. So all this we are going to collect, we are going to gather the information about a particular job. So here only for the specific job we are going to analyze, like CEO, or else for the manager. So what all are the roles and responsibilities of a manager, knowledge and skills required to perform that particular job, and the educational qualification and experience. So all this information we are going to gather and we are going to analyze. So that is job analysis. We are going to analyze about a specific job so that it clearly defines the requirements from the human resource. So it clearly defines the requirement. Based on the requirement, we can go for the recruitment process. So this job analysis helps to find the suitable candidate for that particular job. So now we can clearly define the roles and responsibility and we can select the best candidate for that particular job. So this job analysis helps to define a particular job. So moving further, what all are the uses of this job analysis? So why you need to analyze the job? What all are the benefits? So first one is human resource planning. So it helps to plan for the human resource. So now we know the roles and responsibility and the skills and knowledge and the experience in order to perform that particular job. Based on that, you can plan for the human resource. So any internal source, any employee can take up that position. So you can decide, you can plan for the human resource whether internal source can fulfill that position or fulfill that requirement, or else we need to go for external source. So this job analysis helps to decide human resource planning. Next one, job evaluation. So now we know the roles and responsibility and the requirement. Based on that, so it helps to evaluate the individual performance after the recruitment. So next one, recruitment, selection and placement. So now we know we have planned for the human resource based on this job analysis. So then we will decide for the recruitment, either external source or internal source. Then for the selection, so this job analysis clearly defines the requirement, clearly defines the job specification and job description. So based on that, you can evaluate the individual application so that their qualification, their experience and their ability. Based on that, you can recruit, you can select and place the employee to the right place. Next one, optimum use of human resources. So now you know the needs and requirements so that you can get the maximum result or maximum utilization of available human resources. The next one, training and development. So based on that, it clearly defines the requirement so that based on the requirement, you can modify the skills and you can give training for the individual to perform that particular job. So now you know the individual abilities and skill and the requirement. So the requirement as well as the actual performance, so that we can match or we can compensate with the training and development. So you can increase their skills through the training and development. This helps to conduct a training program for an individual to perform effectively that particular or specific job. Next one, labor management relationship. So when you know the requirement, based on the requirement, you are going to hire your employee. So that it helps to maintain or it helps for the labor management relationship. So now you can maintain a good relationship with the employee and the employee as well as the employer. Next one, job design. So job design includes job specification and job description. It includes job specification and job description. Both the job specification and description describes or it gives the detailed information about the job as well as the human resource. So this job analysis helps to prepare the job description as well as the specification. So what do you mean by job description? What do you mean by job specification? So all this topic we are going to cover under the next session. So let us discuss those topics in the next class, next session. So next topic, next point, safety and welfare measure. So based on the duties and responsibility, based on their requirements, so now we can take the safety measure to perform that particular job. For example, if employee is working on field means, so for the field work, we need to take some safety measure based on their job. So this job analysis helps to describe a particular job, specific job, so that we can take the necessary measure, safety measure in order to protect the human life. So it helps to take that safety measures. The next one, compensation. So based on their performance, we can give the compensation for the individual. So it helps to evaluate the individual performance so that we can predict or we can evaluate the existing or the actual performance and the expectation, and we can give the compensation for individual. The next one, reduce frustration. Reduce frustration. Through this job analysis, we can recruit the right person for the right job so that it reduces the frustration for the management. Next one, determines authority responsibility relationship. So determines authority responsibility relationship. It clearly defines the roles and responsibility and the knowledge and the skills required to perform those particular jobs. So job analysis is basically in order to describe in order to give the detailed information about a specific job or for a particular one job, so that it clearly defines your roles and responsibility, your authority and your responsibility. So for whom you are responsible to report. So all this is clearly defined from this job analysis. So it is clearly defines those roles and responsibility for an individual to perform a particular job. So this is all about the uses or benefits of job analysis. So moving further, what all are the process? So the steps or process of job analysis. So under process of job analysis, first one is identification of job analysis purpose. So before conducting any program, before taking any action, we need to identify the purpose. What are the objective of that activity? So here, why you want to analyze a particular job? So what are the requirements? What is the final objective of this activity? So first you need to identify the objective or purpose of this research. So what are the benefits or what is the requirement for this job analysis? So here it is required for the organization to analyze a particular job to get the knowledge or to get the information about a specific job. So needs roles and responsibility, their abilities and skills, their experience, their educational qualification in order to recruit the right person. So this is the objective. So your job analysis should contain all this information. So to get this information, you need to conduct a job analysis. So first find out the purpose for this job analysis. So after identifying the purpose, next step is to who will conduct the job analysis. So decide who will take up this role, who will take up this responsibility. So who is going to conduct this job analysis? So either your HR department is going to conduct the job analysis, or else you may go for the external source, external research or external agency to conduct this job analysis. So the external factor or external agency may give biased information or biased report on this job analysis. So they don't have any favorism towards an employee, so that they can give a biased information or biased detail about that particular activity, that is job analysis. So decide whether you can go for internal source, internal research or external source for this job analysis. Who will conduct this research or job analysis? Then next step is to decide that factor. So who will conduct the analysis? Next step, how to conduct the job analysis. So what all are the procedures? So you need to define, you need to clarify the steps and process involved in the job analysis. So after that, strategic decision making. So you need to make a strategy. So from which source you are going to collect the information. So you need to decide what all are the source you need to collect the information. So after that, training of the job analyst. So if you will go for the external source, you need to clarify the requirements and needs of the organizations. So what all are the expectations from this program, from this job analysis? So what you will expect? So how to conduct a job analysis? You need to train the job analyst. It may be an external source or it may be your internal department, that is HR department. So you need to train your job analysis to conduct the job analysis program. So because you know the requirements, so the management know the requirement, what are the purpose and objective. So you need to explain or you need to express your objective or the expectation from this research, so that they can perform accordingly or they can perform to achieve those objectives. So for next step is to train your analyst. So after that, preparation of job analysis process. Preparation of job analysis process. Now all the steps are ready. So you know this, you already make the strategy and you have already decided the procedures, steps and procedures to follow this job analysis. So now you need to prepare for the job analysis. Prepare your internal source to give information about the job analysis. This job analyst may collect the information from the internal source or from the external source. So you need to prepare how much the information should the employee give to the analyst. So for all this procedure, you need to prepare your internal factors, your employees as well as the working environment for this research. So next, prepare for the job analysis process. The next step is to data collection. So now all the things are ready. So you have already prepared your employees and the job analyst and the procedures and the strategy. So next step is to collect the information from various sources. So from the internal source, from external source, from various sources, they are going to collect the information about that particular job. So based on that job, they are going to make based on that information, they are going to make a decision. So after collecting the information, next step is to documentation. So when you collect the information, first step is to, after the data collection, first you need to document those information. So first document the information. Next, verify. So verification of the information. So all the information may not be true. So that you need to verify the information. Then you need to review those information. So you need to review that research. So first, after collection of data, you need to document, you need to evaluate and verify, then go for review. So after review, next step is to develop job description and job specification. So after collecting information, prepare a job description and job specification. Job description is all about job, a particular job, the roles and responsibility and the activity which involved under the particular job. Job specification, in order to perform that particular job, what all are the requirements from the human resource? So the skills and knowledge, educational qualification, their experience and gender. So all this factor you are going to describe, you are going to mention in that job specification. So job description is about a particular job. Job specification is about human resource to perform that particular job. So this is all about the process of job analysis. So this job analysis helps the organization to define the roles and responsibility and the detailed information about a particular job. So based on this job analysis, they can select the suitable employee for that particular job. So it reduces the work for organization. So now we prepare or we are ready with the requirement, so that we are going to match with that requirement. So it helps the management to take decision easily. So these all are the process, benefits and meaning of job analysis. In the coming up session, let us discuss what do you mean by job description, job specification and all those topics. So let us meet in the next session with some more topic. Until then, keep watching. Thank you.